Hi. So I just want to make a little bit of a PSA. I wanted to give a special thank you to Michelle for that wonderful comment of recommending our services. There also is a sale that's coming up, speaking of our services, to celebrate November. I'm not doing the whole commercialized Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing, but I will be coming up with a sale. It's going to pretty much be, I would say, I don't know, sometime this week. And it's going to last a little bit while through that time period, so that, you guys are still getting a sale during that time, but it's not necessarily associated with the same holidays. So there's that. Also, oh, and another thing I wanted to talk about in terms of changes. So the old monthly check-in videos are now null and void. What they're going to become now is the Understanding Capricorn videos, and that is a wonderful suggestion from you, Wolfen Star. Thank you. You are so close to my heart, as you know. We've had a few conversations between the two of us, and I've listened to you, and so the check-ins are gone, and they're going to be replaced with Understanding Cap videos and also subscriber request videos, which I'm really excited to bring you guys on, and I guess a part of this new journey of when you guys ask me to do specific videos and I create them, and they will always be in the title as subscriber request. But most of the time they're kind of going under Understanding Capricorn, or they're just like general understanding videos, but they are special requested by you guys. Also, in terms of the lives that take place on Instagram, I wanted to also confirm again that those are now moving to YouTube. I'm just waiting because right now our channel is kind of going through a weird back and forth in terms of monetization. So basically, I'm waiting on the new approval, and once that happens, then we're going to switch over to doing the live meditations here on YouTube on Sundays, every Sunday like we were doing on Instagram. On the Instagrams now, it's going to be a whole new setup, so no, the meditations will not happen there, but it's more like a lot more conversational things. The store is also going to be integrated into the Instagram, so it makes it a little bit easier for you guys to buy readings and purchase them and kind of have easier access to them that way. Also, the biggest thing that I'm the most happy about is how you guys are responding to each other in the comment section. That's what I wanted you guys to do, because at the end of the day, it's like, we are a collective, we are a family, we are a unit, all of us together. And that's why I always say it's our channel, because we have a very specific experience in our universal dynamic that frankly no one can really relate to, especially after these past 15 years. So I get so happy when I see you guys help each other and talk to each other, because I can only be in so many places, and sharing your stories and healing together and diving deeper together. So continue to please do that, and obviously anything that you need from me, reach out, ask me, at me, etc. Remember my email, I always respond within 48 hours. Another big thing as well is when it comes to the readings, keep in mind that when you get a reading from me, you become a client. So you are not just a random customer, I guess. You get a personalized packet, and I then hold on to that for the next time you come back for return readings. So you never get erased. So when you become a part of the Sea Goat family, you have your own profile, your own package, your own identity, and I remember who you are based on your informationals. So that's a big thing to keep in mind when it comes to when you are purchasing. Understand that you are purchasing a healing and not just a reading. Okay, so that's about it. And I love you guys so much. Yeah, just wanted to say that. Hello, Capricorn. My name is Kristen Simone Hansen, and welcome to Secrets. Okay, so Capricorn, this is your Gemini Full Moon video. And I will say that the Scorpio new moon was intense. It usually is for you guys, sea goats. Even though Scorpio finds itself in your 11th house, it's still Scorpio, and it brings you down to the deeps and the depths of your relationships and your connections of all sorts. And many of you were, as I was saying, kind of addressing how the new beginning you want for your life, or the new healthy experiences you want for your life, can be hindered by the past and the pains of the past, the woes of the past, and how they possibly left you in such a psychological, yeah, the lighting is just going to be bad today. It's just it's just going to be bad. Possibly left you in such a deep psychological chokehold that you were feeling like you couldn't get out from the cloud of the past, as if the new reality that you want so badly could not come into fruition because of the past. But of course, this energy is slowly fading, and what ended up coming in return is you guys had to learn how to utilize the people that are around you in the moment. Continue to do that, continue to talk to people, continue to express yourself, get people to hear your story, get people to understand your feelings, and cut those cords with those relationships that do not serve. Do not let them linger for even a second longer. Don't do it, because it'll alter and shift the reality that it is that you're trying to create for yourself, okay? So now to the Gemini full moon. It is in your 6th house. So your 6th house is all about your work. It's similar to the Virgo. So it's pretty much the Virgo house. So it's about your work. It's also about your health and your body. And for you guys, for this particular moon, it's specifically addressing your mental health. Because of all the things that you have been through in general over the past 15 years, Pluto then pretty much lifting itself off of you guys in 2024, going in and out of Aqua, things are going to be feeling a lot more lighthearted. But here you are at the tail end of it, and it's like, you know, it's this fear almost of like, can you get up from this? You're feeling hopeful. You know that you can get out of this. You see what the future can possibly hold, but you are feeling very, very wounded. Some of you are dealing with some serious PTSD, especially even over the past year or so, and some of the things that you dealt with. So your mental health is a big focus for you at the end of November here for this Gemini full moon. So the good thing is many of you guys will see yourselves going into therapy, holistic work. What is it that you can do in order to create more mindfulness, more meditation in your experiences? There will be some frustrations and oppositions during this full moon for you as well because of how it is squaring Saturn. And Saturn being your ruler, especially if you guys have Pisces placements, this can create some kind of tension. And the tension that you're going to be seeing is frustrations in your communications, normally around work, or it could be your neighbors or your siblings, family environments. All of a sudden, conflicts can kind of just come out of nowhere. You can find out some information that is going to make it so that you let go. But whatever it is that you're letting go of, it either will be something, at the end of the day, it's going to lead to something positive in the end, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the process itself is going to feel the best. Things will be revealed to you that, yeah, might frustrate you, and then will be the catalyst to you having to make certain decisions, speak up, stand up for yourself, etc. And with that, because of those frustrations and those irritations, it's going to put you even more in a state of needing to practice mindfulness. You guys are really going to kind of say to yourselves, okay, I need to breathe. And how is it that you can make it so that now moving forward, there's just more focus on living a more peaceful life? In general, all of the things that have been going on over the past year, as difficult as they may have been, it was all about you living a more peaceful and balanced, simplistic life. And that is why many things have changed, shifted, transformed, lost, delayed, etc., because it was about you having to, it's hard to take a goat and grab it by the horns and turn its head, you know? In so many ways, in order for you to understand how to be a little bit nicer to yourself, you kind of had to maybe go through an experience where everyone else wasn't. In order for you to understand how to do less at work, you might have had to lose your job. Different things like that. So it's all about healing now at this point, especially as we're coming up to your season. Your season is going to feel very healing for you. It's going to be very peaceful for you as you transition from December into January. It's just going to kind of feel like where everyone has kind of been making that statement that 2023 is Cap's year, but yet and still Cap has been through so much during 2023. It's something that you'll notice, I would say mid 2024, is you're going to look back and you're going to realize that through all of the difficulty, it was your great redirection, and it also was great resilience. So, but of course it's not going to be till you're out of it is when you're going to be able to kind of see that in many ways it was your year because of so much transformation. But here we are, like I was saying, leading into your season focused on a lot of health, meditation, mental health, peace of mind, etc. We've also got some things going on in terms of growth in your relationships. You aren't feeding fantasies anymore, and whatever it is that's going on in your relationships, romantically especially, you're looking for tangible results. You really want to see movement in your love life. For those of you who are a little bit further on the journey of maybe being completely healed or being single for a while, you're going to see a lot of movement happen in a relationship that you may have been kind of seeing around you or kind of dealing with or navigating. And for those of you that should be in a more single space, there's a lot of healing, forward movement and healing that's going to be happening during this full moon, and you prioritizing what it looks like to heal and how it is to feel good in your own skin in that way. Another thing as well is, I'm pretty much down my list. Oh, possible scheduling issues and language barriers. That's another thing to keep in mind. I know the lighting is just so, yeah, possible issues with communication and language barriers. So again, more third house stuff. If you are traveling or if you are in a space where you don't necessarily, you're not so good with communication, it could be that you don't necessarily entirely speak the language, or you're communicating with people that speak a different language than you do, you might see some issues pertaining to that, some frustrations around that, especially when it comes to things like neighbors. You may be feeling a little bit anxious and yet still excited because you're so aware of the forward movement that you want to have in your life, but there's a delay. There's something that's going to feel like it's standing in your way, and it's going to cause this kind of back and forth extreme frustration. And that's why the prioritization of staying calm and practicing mindfulness and some kind of meditation is going to be important around this full moon, because there are just things that are going to get underneath your skin that ultimately you cannot control. And there's a certain restriction that may take place that only will see itself lifted when your season comes about, when we're in that mid-December area time period. The thing that's running through your subconscious mind is the possible frustration about patience, because you guys have had to be extremely patient all year for various things, and it feels as if though whatever it is that you've been wanting the most, it feels like you're still waiting, or there's still some kind of delay, and it's so close you can taste it, but it's not in your hands. And that's, again, going back to staying calm and trying to slow down and trying to gain control, because ultimately things are going to feel a little bit like they're not in your control, which is very difficult to deal with. I would say it's almost like the feeling of a Mercury retrograde in a way for you guys when it comes to this moon. Some things might come up that might confuse you a little bit, and big ending cycles when it comes to your finances. And there may be some issues when it comes to housing. So it could be issues with your rent, again, issues with your neighbors, issues with your home, something along those lines, mortgage, etc. But it's not like a big problem. It's more like something that might feel a little bit unexpected, but something that ultimately you can gain some kind of control over. And nonetheless, yes, to wrap up, it's like big ending of cycles when it comes to your work and your finances. So, and that is a positive omen in that sense. It may not look the way you want it to look, but it's the end of a cycle, and the end of the cycle is going to lead you to a good space on the other side. Okay, so that is it for your Gemini full moon astrology. I'm going to go into the reading now. Okay, so Capricorn. All right, so what do we've got going on for the subject for you when it comes to this full moon? We've got the Knight of Swords, clarified by separation. I think this one is, yeah, love call. Love blooming is the one on the bottom. In the shadow, we've got the slow Page of Pentacles with the Two of Swords. And your advice, we've got inner trust, dream a beautiful dream, power of attraction. And in your healing point, we have the Sovereign Queen Maeve. So off the bat, the first thing I'm thinking about when it comes to this reading is about love. And it's not to say that all of you guys are dealing with a traditional sense of love, but it's kind of all over the place here. There's some strong communication coming in, which makes sense because the Gemini full moon, I mean, Gemini is about communication. And the sixth house for you is, you know, the house that is mostly ruled by Virgo. So Virgo is also very mercurial. The sixth house is mercurial. Also big on intellectualism and communication. So we've got double confirmation on that mercurial energy. Kind of like what I was mentioning in the astrology. There's something about this moon that might feel a little bit like Mercury retrograde for you guys. But the astrology itself was kind of painting a different picture than what it is that I see here. This feels a lot lighter than the energy I was reading for astrologically, which is a wonderful and pleasant surprise, I will say. Because in your shadow, we don't have anything super heavy. We've got a sweet Page of Pentacles with a Two of Swords. So something about an offer, a solid offer. That's what's in the shadow, and you're feeling insecure about it, uncertain about it. You've had to trust your intuition. You don't know what's going on. You're feeling a bit blindfolded and nervous, scared, confused even. Nervous is the biggest word that I can come up with. There's an uncertainty and an insecurity around this offer that you've been wanting, this offer that you've been waiting for. But your advice is to trust yourself. Not even just trust yourself, but expand your way of thinking. Dive deep into your subconscious and take out something that is a lot more optimistic, idealistic, and positive. In this case, I would say idealism can actually work in your favor, especially with all of the things going on with Sagittarius. Sagittarius is your 12th house, so there's a lot of things in your subconscious mind that are moving. And kind of like what I mentioned in some of your November generals, the ability to have visualization work in your favor in terms of manifestation this month is very big because of all this 12th house activation. So really it's a matter of taking a deep breath and envision what it is that you want the most, the outcome that you truly desire. Power of attraction is also sitting here when it's saying that what it is that you want is already coming to you. You just have to sit within your own energetic space and understand that. There is things being pulled toward your direction, and that is just an understood reality at this point. Because again, the subject here is Knight of Swords. It's all about communication, fast movement, and with that being clarified by missing you, unsure of the future, phone calls, romance is blooming. I mean, if this is not a love reading in terms of your career, you're getting a callback that you've been waiting on for a very long time. Some fast communication in terms of business partners, business deals, whether you got the job, the answer is more than likely yes. But more than anything, it feels like something that you invested in a long time ago is coming full circle now. But you are worried, you are scared of what it is that you will receive or not being able to get what it is that you want. But ultimately, it's all here. It's now a subject. So what it is that you've been waiting for, desiring the most, is now here to find you, but there may be some kind of weight to it, and that might be part of what's making you nervous, but you have to just step out of your own anxiety, because what it is that you want already wants you. There's a magnetism happening here. And in terms of love, in a more traditional sense, yeah, you're getting communication from another person, and they want you just as much as you want them, I would say. Expressions of love. If you guys have been waiting for somebody to tell you how they feel about you, or for a commitment to come full circle, or for feelings to get expressed, you're going to be seeing that happening for this full moon as well. There's a lot of talking, there's a lot of communication, fast movement, which is really, really good, especially since you guys have been in the waiting period for a long time. In terms of your healing point, We've got value what is sacred to you by protecting it from interference. Even that which may be well-intentioned, be compassionate but set firm boundaries. You're going to triumph over a negative situation. It will take courage, but you have more than enough inner strength or resourcefulness and boldness to accomplish what it is that you wish to attain. Do not give up. You have the ability to connect to higher worlds, so open your heart and mind to the light. Whenever I see this card in general, it always makes me think of strength. Sometimes like the Queen of Wands energy, with a little bit of strength to back it up. It's about resilience and I wouldn't say a strong backbone, but it's more like mustering up all the power within yourself in order to protect yourself. Because compassion is needed here, but your boundaries need to be very, very firm because you are overcoming something. You're getting through something. So it seems like whatever conversations are happening within your dialogue, especially if this is pertaining to work, whatever it is that you are discussing, whether it be a deal, lost contract, lost finances, something along those lines, you're going to have a lot of resolve. You're going to have to be able to speak up for yourself and do it with integrity. The way you communicate is very important at this point in order to get what it is that you want the most. And a part of what's going to help you to separate from those nerves is understanding that you can trust yourself to do what it is that needs to be done in order to make this work out. Because there's confirmation on things working here in your favor, but it's about how you say it and how you go about it. And it's releasing the fear of not being able to get what it is that you want. If it is love, then again, it can be the kind of situation where you've maybe been hurt by this. It could have been something that's been prolonged, something that's making you nervous or possibly insecure. And pretty much the notion here is understanding how to be firm in what it is that you want. So it could be as simple as this is what I want out of us and this is what I don't want, and I will not compromise on these things. And kind of standing firm within your sense of self in that way and not being nervous that the other person will not give you what it is that you desire the most. So overall, this is looking quite positive. And yeah, I'm happy to see it. Especially because based on the astrology, I was feeling a little bit nervous about what it is that was going to come up for you guys. But here we have something a little bit more simple. Oh, there's some confirmation on the Knight of Swords. So in terms of a little bit more with the Knight of Swords, we've got here with the King of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So again, this kind of goes back to the perspective of emotional control, which is important during whatever important conversations or communications that you're going to be having here. But this fresh, strong, firm energy with the Ace of Wands being backed up here by the Sovereign Queen. It's like knowing who you are and standing behind that. But again, there isn't anything super negative that you have to overcome here. It's just a matter of, in a lot of ways, probably sticking up for yourself. So whatever it is that seems to be going on, you are sticking up for yourself and you're standing firm within that. And again, when it comes to love, you're making it clear what it is. If that is, in fact, your dynamic, you're making it clear what it is that you want from a controlled space. Your emotions are not spilling all over the place. You're being very clear and forthright, but you're also doing it with a lighter energy, an empowered energy, and an excited energy in terms of moving forward. Especially since you have all this confirmation that who it is that you are interested in is also here wanting something to take place between the two of you. And the same thing goes for work and whatever other communications you can be having if it's outside of that in terms of other interpersonal relationships. So yeah, so this looks very good. I think you guys are going to like to get to the reading during this video versus the astrology. So, all right, so that is your reading. I love you. Ciao.